everybody. Hey, you know, hey. Hey, I should be a producer.
It's
You want to take a producer?
Chicken.
That's not a producer, that's a DJ.
No, I'm just saying now.
No, we're saying that your brain is not in the right place. That's a producer. That's a DJ, not a producer. Producers don't do like this. Producers, they do like this, that they listen to sound, that they increase their cursor.
Well, if you actually love this music, like I do, like even though say Lala they beef me one way or the other, we actually get the producer of this lovely song inside the studio. Jomo, welcome Adey Ogulesi inside the house. Very, very fine looking. Handsome.
I need to come in at this particular point because when Adey entered the studio, we lost her composure, lost her decorum, lost her everything. She just scattered. That the young man had to say, I hope you're all right. Is everything okay?
Rather love.
All right. Yeah, because of the love. I actually love this music. I love it. Now, tell us about the world of producing in Nigeria, because sometimes we feel that it's so easy. Okay, what do you want to produce? Is it how to bring the artists together or bring the music together? Tell us about producing in Nigeria.
It's quite an interesting experience. I've always produced in Nigeria, so... But the art of production in Nigeria is quite difficult as well because there's so many songs out there. It's quite difficult to stand out. So you have to find someone who is willing to take the risk to be different, to appear different, and to execute differently. And that's what we did with Juice.
Honestly, I need to commend you because I do radio too alongside TV, and that means we get contact with the songs even before TV. And I found out that the time we had Too Much Juice, we've already associated YC with some kind of music. So you can't bring Too Much Juice. It can't be like, say, you slow them down. And nobody say, you know, you go get us, you go slow somebody down, where you no go sweet. But you slow them down and it's still sweet. And the song still became a hit. So tell me, what was the experience of creating the beat? You had the beat before you thought of YC, or now YC make you think of the beat?
I was actually making the beats for someone else. And it didn't work out with that person. And I had shopped the beat around to several popular people, But nobody could really key into the vision as to what I was trying to achieve with the song. And the first day that Tiny, who is YC's label boss, heard it, he said, oh, he would like YC to try and do something on this. And several iterations of the song later, you know, we arrived at Juice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was about 6 months creation.
Wow.
To get to that song,
But in Nigeria, when you're talking, because if I'm looking at the level of creativity where you put into this particular song, they go say that they say commercial not today. Because if you're using 6 months to create one song, where the money?
Well, I mean, we're still doing other things. We're still doing other things alongside that, you know. But the whole point of it is, you know, when you want to talk about commerciality or commercialism, right? Commercialism is actually what you define it to be. You know, as a creative, you can set that trend yourself, and you know, set the standard as to what you want to be commercial. You just have to be brave enough to take the risk, and if it pans out, you know, then you are in control. You know, you don't lose any money by trying.
Yeah, that one.
All right. If you don't mind, make me tune and down. This is Wazobia. So
yeah, sorry, don't vex.
People don't go believe us. Say you the Nigerian made. Forget everything about the guys, Nigeria. Forget all the looks.
Somebody go open TV, go forget that Wazobia they watch. All right. So very quickly, you're still talking about commercialization. I'm going deep into Pidgin now, so you guys.
No problem. My ears are tuned. Let's go.
Correct. So now I'm saying, say for 2016, sometime last year, you been open your record label. Am I mistaken?
Yes.
So give us small insight about your record label.
Okay, so what happened was that I opened my record label and I wanted to put myself on a platform that I was in control of in order to brand myself as well as other artists properly. And that's my dream, and that was my dream. And now what's happening now is that Temple have actually come on board as management to help me actualize that dream. I think you're best being your own boss always, and a boss that leads by example in terms of having a record label is really, really important, because watching my mom, you know, as a boss leading by example on the cutting room floor in her shops, you know, has always been inspirational to me, and I've always wanted to achieve something like that.
Oh yes, and by the way, when you say watching my mom on the cutting floor, let's not go too far, of course. For some of them, we don't guess from the name Ogunlesi, very popular name in Lagos and Nigeria. His mom, or should I give Lolo make she talk because
yes, so
Lolo is very, very
one of the
it.
pioneer fashion designers where we get inside Nigeria. We delve into the ready-to-wear brand. We know to get them for Nigeria that time when Rough and Tumble started. She started Rough and Tumble Kids, and that one now when they buy premium clothing for children. When you compare Igbo standard, we that knew then Rough and Tumble they equated to premium American brands where you go talk say this one are correct original Ogbonge cloth.
So she actually started.
And she started out in Nigeria
long
before buy Nigeria to save the Naira started. So I can tell you, because I've experienced with Ogunlesi on a number of campaigns, and I know that no be my mind and she do to sustain a brand that long in Nigeria.
But I was talking about that song. We actually get a lot of talent now. I just got to understand that you're also a singer too.
Yes.
Tell us about your journey into the world of singing and producing.
So I started off as a singer.
Please don't tell us you started from church.
No,
okay, thank
I've heard the farthest thing from it.
Thank you.
I started off as a singer, and the first producer I ever met was actually Delby.
Okay.
So I met Delby at Ogba bus stop. Yeah, I met him at the bus stop.
Where did they find for Ogba bus stop?
Bro,
they say
I can't even explain that whole story to you. I don't think there's enough time. But I met him at the bus stop, and then we went to the studio together, and then I paid him for a beat. And my mom gave me the money, obviously, because I was there, like 16. I didn't have money, so...
You were 16?
Yeah, when I met him. And so I was under the impression that after I pay him for the beats, we'll continue to work
together.
Do you understand? But the next time I went there, I think it was like the next day self, he said, I'm a guy. The money has finished now. You know, you have collected the beats, you have collected the song. There's nothing for you again. You know, and, you know, from that point, I asked him, you know, can I learn from you? And so he mentored me. And I just sat in the studio 11, 12 hours. I watched Orezi record. I watched Harry Song record. You know, so many people come and go. That's actually how I learned how to produce, by just watching Delby.
That's nice. Big ups to Delby.
You know, sometimes a lot of people now are beginning to change, because last year I know they had like where producers are beginning to come together like association-wise, because many of them are producing big songs, but they are not remunerated equally. So where do you stand when it comes to that? Because I know, say, a lot of artists will produce a song and go ahead to make millions and millions and continuous money on that particular thing. So how are you guys trying to
the structure excuse me, the structure for like royalties and remunerations, etc., is not exactly in place, like fully. We have COSAN, and in the UK we have PRS. US we have BMI. Those are collection agents who correlate and help you with your royalties. But here in Nigeria, there's so many barriers preventing, you know, Nigerian producers from actually, you know, cashing out, so to speak, on their records. And
quickly, what are these barriers? Just quickly, what are these barriers?
Managerial barriers, label-based barriers, and you know, unless you work with somebody, like for instance, now my working relationship with YC's camp is very good. You know, so stuff like when they send the books for this is the royalties over 6 months, you know, we'll have access to that and say, okay, your percentage is this or your percentage is that. You know, but with everyone, it's not exactly like that.
Same thing.
If you don't have sense, they will cheat you for market. You understand? Like, so there's no need to, you know, if you can't blame those guys for taking advantage of you if you don't even know the due process. A lot of people would rather take 100K today than $1 million naira over 2 months. You know, there's so many people like that.
Like that, because I know that over time we've seen a lot of fallouts between producer and artists, Shantizo, D-Tunes. You go, the one that say, is it that Nigerians know they understand what an agreement be? Like me now, entertainment law is a new aspect where lawyers don't they delve into now. Where we're talking about real agreements. In Nigeria, we are used to gentleman's agreement just because we are mean and party. So when we enter business relations, we just do it like sister to sister.
It's quite bad, actually.
Nigerians don't like to sign off on it. And a few record labels where we don't see, we sign, we try to take somebody to court, people demonize them. Like say there be bad people, they don't want to make the artists grow.
It's due process.
It is due process. It is due process.
You know.
Anyways, very quickly, talking about it, so it's about 1 year now since you had your record label.
Yes.
A little over 1 year.
Yeah.
How the experience don't be since?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That experience no before years. I tell you, like,
Is it tough or easy?
it's tough.
Okay.
Dealing with artists.
I was going to ask, how many artists do you have on the record?
I've had 2 artists under my record label so far, and I've retained none of them.
I just said hard.
Okay.
I've had 2 of them. I retained none of them. The problem, you know, with short-sighted people is that if they don't key into your long-term vision, there's always conflict of interest. Always. You know, these guys, they expect the gratification now. They expect the money now. They expect the women now. You know, they expect the chart-topping singles now. And the problem with that is that those kind of things, they grow and manifest over time. You know, so it's quite difficult to explain that to somebody who does not want to hear it at all.
That's what the juice to be.
All right, you know what? When we come back after the break, we'll talk more concerning music production in Nigeria and the way forward. But we're going to need to buy a small break now. We still get Adey Ogulesi inside the house, in a singer stroke music producer. We need to enter our newsroom to get more updates of things where they happen for inside we about Nigeria and about abroad. Stay with us.
Awesome, beautiful. I like this particular song. I like the fact say they bring freshness. But I hear say it be like say you get one new project where you want drop, one EP. Tell us quickly about that.
I was working on an EP until the whole thing got deleted on Saturday.
Oh wow!
I'm telling you.
What is your hard drive crash or budget visit you? Do you believe in all?
Like all these things from Village just followed me to
Village things.
I'm telling you. So literally, I was actually working on a new song on Saturday, and I went upstairs to go listen to it in my room, and then I went back down to the studio, and my computer was just dead.
So we're not expecting the EP this year again?
It will probably still happen. Most of the songs are recorded in quite a short amount of time, but everybody else's work is gone.
Even your paying work.
Yeah.
So when things like this happen, because this is part of the challenges of the job, when things like this happen, what's the substitute?
What happened was I actually made a rookie mistake. I just moved houses, so I wasn't backing up my system, and I've been in this house for already 3 months, and unfortunately, I had completely forgotten to back up. So literally, it's just that's
like I know it's don't be like say insurance they day for this kind of work.
Which insurance?
The only insurance you will go apologize to her and
that's all
that auntie where you offend, go apologize to her. Naturally do you. But also very quickly, I want to ask now, I'm very particular about record labels, knowing that you are new in record label, and these days we've had some artists we don't talk say then go rather fly solo on their own as regards be under a record label. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being a solo artist and then going under a record label? First of all?
Well, for instance, if you're a solo artist, right, you are very in control of your project. And I mean that on all fronts. Yeah. That means you're in control of the finance, you're in control of the creative aspect, and you're in control of the push. Now, that can either be a blessing or a serious village curse. So, because if you don't have the funding to shoot a video, what happens? If you don't have the funding to push, what happens? If you don't have the funding to create, what happens? That's why, I always advocate for what works best for you. If you're comfortable spending 1.2 million or 2 million naira, 3 million naira shooting a video, go ahead and spend it out of your pocket, if that's what you're comfortable doing. But if you don't have access to the funds, and you have the talent, and you have the drive, and a label spots you and says, hey, we want to sign you, we'll shoot so and so amount of videos, why not go for it?
Okay. One quick last question, from me. Now, comparing your own record label to other, you don't do the industry for quite a while now, so you don't know some things, the ills and the good parts of of different record labels. What new thing are you looking at bringing in as as owner of a record label, or is it business as usual for you?
Not necessarily. It's more of, I come from a place of non-conformity. I've always been a black sheep, so to speak, contrary to what you what you see in front of you.
I know where you're dressing, it's black.
It's counteracting it. So I bring to the table non-conformity, which means I don't care what your trend is. I don't care what you set the standard at. I will set my own standard, and it will work for what it is I'm trying to do.
So, you know, we've had a very, very interesting conversation with Adey Ogulesi. Adey Ogulesi, that's your stage name, Adey. You know, a lot of people they watch. We need you to drop your social media handle so that girls can interact with you. Even though you say you might not interact.
Nobody wants to go make your system crash again.
But you're single, right? You're single. Can they interact?
No, you're free to interact as you wish.
Okay.
I'm married to my music, so...
All right, that's good.
Don't make it so
They're all married
it's political,
to their music.
just a political thing.
Don't mind him, girls. So he's still very single available.
On social media, how can they reach you?
Yes, on Twitter, it's ITS ADEY. It's Adey. On Instagram, it's ITS ADEY. Same thing.
All right, so the Y is what sets the Adey.
That's that little posh, a bit of...
That's the poshness. I'll die. For those that have tongue like we, you can say Adey.
No.
To put the Y.
No, it's Adey actually.
Adey.
Yeah, it's okay.
Adey.
The Y is not heavy now.
Forget, you have to heavy it. It depends on your tongue.
The Y is silent.
All right, very good. Thank you very much for stopping by in the studio. We hope that we'll see more of your creativity. And as they drop new things, we'll go there to catch show before you fall.
And thank you so much, Bernard, too, for being in the studio with us.
All right, great day that we don't have today. And
happy birthday to you, Glory the Poet. Today now your birthday. We wish you many, many happy returns. And she passed away, they're actually bring out good poetry for Inside Wibudo, Nigeria. And we're going to wrap up the show with one of her videos.
Poems.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
See you again next week.
It's
a beautiful day.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.